So for our writing class, we're doing a documentary. And so we're doing it about like photography and memory. So we have, how many questions, Nora?
Just like 2 or 3 questions.
Like 2 or 3 questions for you. That's it.
If you had to delete every picture on your phone, which one would you keep?
Probably a photo of my family. I feel like there's nothing more important than family. Having a photo of your family, at least you have the most important thing in your life with you.
I'd probably keep one of me and my dad because he's like my best friend and we have such a close relationship and I really miss him. 2 summers ago, or 3 before COVID, we traveled to Manitoba, Canada, where my dad is from. And we went to the beach where he like grew up and he spent so many like summers there with his family. And it was just nice being connected with nature and also visiting my family.
Is it like one picture in specific or like, oh, I have a picture of a friend and we're at the lavender fields together back in Wisconsin. And it's a really cute picture. And it was a really fun moment because it was my last time seeing them for like a couple months. So I really like the picture a lot and I like have it as my screensaver. So I would definitely keep that picture.
Do you ever look back at the picture to remind yourself of the memory?
I do. That's why it's like my computer screensaver among like various other screensavers I have, like my friends and the trips we've done. But this one was just special, like in particular, because it was just like such a fun time and she's like my best friend. So it's really special to me.
Oh, hi Dean. I'm being interviewed, Dean. It's about photography and memory.
That's a nice shot.
Thank you. Sorry, I lost that. Can I start that question again? Photography is this fabulous medium because it stops time, and I think it's the only medium that can stop time. And it's also this reference to reality. You know, I lived in the country in Scotland in a little village, and most of my relatives lived in the city. And you know, it was after the Second World War, so nobody had any money. So they would come to the village for their summer vacations. You know, our house was always full of people, and I noticed that's when people were taking photographs. And I learned later that people take photographs of the things they want to remember. You know, I mean, subconsciously. So I remember thinking that I wanted to keep a photographic record of my life because it seemed like everybody was happy in the photographs, and I made this kind of association between photography and happiness. It's difficult for me it's difficult to me imagine my life without photographs because I think they are my reference to my past, you know, kind of thing. And I was feeling I was going through a period of loneliness. You know, I'd isolated myself for many years, and it was just a way of creating this sense of having family, of having a comfort zone. So everybody I photographed, you know, psychologically became part of my family. I'm not sure if it was reciprocal, but that didn't really matter to me. It made, you know, it was a kind of a coping mechanism for me. With respect to memory, a lot of people say it's kind of photographs create some sort of false sense of memory because we the way we interpret photographs. But that they provide our sort of ready-made memory for us. And I think, you know, the idea of photography, it sort of democratized this ability to make images of our lives and to preserve memories and to make portraits of people we love that we can carry with us.
People use technology to perceive and understand things that they couldn't otherwise. Freud once referred to as humans as prosthetic gods because we use technology to see further or see smaller things or move faster and so forth. So you could say that the biology of perception doesn't change, but what we are capable of seeing and understanding and perceiving is much greater as a result of technology. So the more you get to long-term memory, the more movable details of a memory become. You can have false memories, of course, and it's that transition from short-term to long-term is where things get a little bit messed up. However, I think that if people have photographs or any other like ground truth evidence that they can look at, that can sort of stabilize a memory. The best thing you can do for a memory is revisit it over time. Every time you revisit a memory in your mind's eye, that memory gets restored and updated. And if you remember a memory incorrectly, so let's say I, in a week, think back to this event that we're having right now, this conversation, and I remember you're wearing an orange shirt, even though you're clearly not. If that's how I remember that event, then that's how it's going to be stored from then on. And we, as just people, have no way of knowing what's the ground truth, what's real, and what's a falsified memory in our heads. This is really important for court cases, for example. But having photographic evidence allows us to prevent memories from sort of shifting and sort of becoming a moving target for us.
The first quarter, our final assignment was you asked us if we had to delete every picture off of our phone but one. What would we keep and why? So now I'm asking you that.
Yeah, well, I know what photograph that would be, yeah.
What is it?
It's a photograph of Bo, my kind of the kid that's in my life, who's now 16 and a half years old. I've been in his life since his mother was pregnant with him, and yeah, that's the photograph.
So I'm a twin, and with my twin brother, that's so much of my life, and so I have one photo of us as kids, which I actually used for the FSEM class. As far as if there's one photo to describe my life, it would be this photo too.
If you can identify the most important photograph that you have in your phone or in your wallet or in a shoebox or whatever, it's you can probably tell the story of your whole life through that one photograph. It becomes this, the metaphor of the window into your life.
Ultimately, a photo is crafted. It tells a single truth. In a world where perspectives are myriad and memories are fluid, photos and videos are just one representation of that complex world. Photography can anchor our memories and fortify our pasts, but it can also interrupt our present. There is undoubtedly a time and a place for perceiving the world through the tiny box of light that is the viewfinder. A time and place for capturing moments that we want to be able to cherish and hold on to forever. But there is also a time to put such things away and enjoy moments with those things and people we love without the intermediary of photography.
I think of the things that saved my life, and it was antidepressants, photography, and love.
1, 2, 3,